Arknights. One of my favorite gacha game of all time, and I only spent $1 on it so far. Arknights, just like real life, aren't all sad and depressing. There are happy and fun moments in there, but I'm not here to talk about the main story. I didn't play the story all that much. Just a heads up, some of the characters they use are in certain part of the story that I myself haven't even experienced yet. So there's a minor spoiler in this video. Tell me, do you like girls with animal ears? Perhaps horn? So perhaps guys with either of those features? Lucky you, Arknight has it all. From Dragon Man to Catboy to Buff Dog Man. There's even a tiger girl that is literally called Waifu. Or Gummy, a bear girl who is not only tanky but also cook delicious food for her allies as a way to heal them, including herself. Despite the quantities of operators and characters in the game, the quality doesn't drop. Increase their trust, they'll tell you who they were, who they wanted to be, their worries and their hope, and increase certain stats that will help them fight better. Or in this case of Gravel, she just wanted to be, that being Doctor. So where are we exactly? Chapter 1, Terra. What makes this game believable is this world. Despite not being set on this little planet Earth, I'll call it my second home, though it's technically Earth, because Terra means land and Earth in Latin, and Earth is soil in this context. But hey, it's the name of the planet, it's just Terra. There's no meaning tied to it in the world of Arknights. Who knows, maybe it'll be our world someday. Arknight consists of many faction countries with dynamic interaction and reaction to certain events. Not just its leader that does give the impression, but its occupant, be it its citizen or otherwise.
This battle is by no means out of animosity.
Chapter 2, Operators. So many operators, and recently some of them have been given an English voice as well, though the majority of them would still speak Japanese, albeit with accent in certain contexts to not make it, boring. Operators, your force of power, with its own traits and specialized skill that make them stand out from one another. Specific operators require to be placed at the most logical tiles, melee and range, which you can tell by the elevation in the 3D space. Of course, some operators can be placed at any tile, and some levels allow you to place any operator on any tile. Vanguards. Their role is to spearhead the battle and generate deployment points. Example, Texas. She can swing but also generate DP. Her second skill allows her to deal art damage and stun enemy. I don't know why, but I like Blue being Myrtle at least 5 times a day. It makes me happy. Guards. The main melee offensive unit. Your victory lies with them, unless you have other plan. Example, Lapland. A guard with Lord trait. She can use range attack, albeit with reduced damage. She can also target Aerial's enemy as well. Defenders. Their role is to block enemy and stall them as long as they can. Most of them have some sort of healing ability, but some take on the offensive. Example, Gummy. Her trait allows her to heal allies. Her unique gimmick is that she will stun enemy every 3 hits. Just don't look up Gummy's lore. Just don't. Snipers. No, not you. They are a ranged unit that give fire support from the back. Range from using handguns, snipers to a big ass bow. Examples, Embryo. Armed with Lee Enfield rifle with sniper scope, high damage output, slow fire rate. Her first skill allows her to increase the range and slow enemy down. Her second skill increases her damage, eliminate her range, and allows her to attack anything on the map. Although if she targets enemy outside her actual range, she would have even slower fire rate. She'd also commit tax evasion. Why did they make her British? I'm not complaining, this is entertaining. Straight up Oxford. Casters. Range unit reduce art damage. What's art damage, you may ask? It deals big damage? Example, Michael Mostima. She's a splash caster, which means she deals AoE attacks. However, her range is pretty short compared to the typical caster. Her first skill increases her attack, while her second skill allows her to suspend enemy in place for a few seconds. She might deal big AoE damage, but her true role is crowd control, and since she's a 6-star, she also has third skill, which increases her range of the direction she's facing and slows everything down in the area of effect. She'd be able to give them splash damage as well as pushing them back. 6 stars have the best gimmick in the third skill. Aishafjala, best Kohai. Treat her with care, or else. Medics, self-explanatory. They heal your operators, though some have special gimmicks unique to each their own. There's 2 type and 1 subtype that I know of. Medic that heal everyone in range, albeit with smaller heal amount, and medic that focus on the operator with the lowest HP first. The subtype being that of medic that heals elemental damage, which is a special gimmick in certain levels. Example, Warfarin. Hey, she's a vampire, so she knows her way around blood. Her first skill allows her to store up charges that heal up to a certain percentage of the target operator's HP. She can use this skill on any operators with HP above 50% of their maximum HP. However, her second skill let her pick a random ally in her range, increase her attack and an ally attack up to an amount of percentage. But the lucky or unlucky ally of which she picked will lose 3% of their HP every second, lasting for 15 seconds. It ain't that bad. Yes, I am biased towards Vampire Girl. Ansel? Don't tell me. No, it's a lie. It's a lie by the community. Supporters, again, self-explanatory. Their role is to support other operators. They are usually weak, so treat them with care. Most supporters are cast that can passively slow down enemy with every attack, although not all of them are capable of such things. Example, Podenko. Like I said earlier, she can passively slow down enemies with every attack. Her first skill increases her attack, and she starts healing people instead. As for her second skill, she throw a wall that release a cloud of spore that slow, silence, and damage enemy with art damage for 5 seconds. Medical malpractice. Pew pew, Angelina. Lastly, specialists. They don't exactly belong in any other branch of operators, and they're quite possibly the most unique group of operators yet. Some share special gimmicks with one another, but all of them are very unique and quite specific to use in certain levels and maps. In layman's term, they're the trump card that can change type the battle, or make you lose because you don't know how to use them. Since there's so many gimmicks of different specialists, I'll give you multiple examples. Growl, your personal bodyguard, and she isn't shy about loving you. I mean, she kisses you as a way to greet you. She's a fast redeploy, which allows her to retreat and redeploy faster than any other operators. Her gimmicks revolve around defensive capabilities. Her first skill allows her to deploy with high defense that decrease over time. Her second skills allow her to deploy with a shield with a percentage of her HP. This will absorb anything, but the shield's strength will decay over time. She's good for taking big damage and stall enemies. Sure, a ship operators. Ship operators, their gimmick revolves around pushing away or pulling enemies towards them. Shaw can block 2 enemies and attack or blocked enemies. Her first skill allows her to push enemies in front of her moderately. These skills are automatic, so you don't have to activate them yourself. Her second skill is similar to the first skill, but with longer recharge rate for her SP, and is manual. However, she can push multiple enemies in front of her, block it or not, while also deal a massive damage to them. Oh my god, why is he so hot? Listen, I'm not gay, but... Chapter 3 Soundtrack. Some of you might not have played Arknights before, but you definitely have heard of its music. This right here is the title music. You get to hear it when you boot up the game and loads in, perhaps updating the game. Now this here is the original version. Ever since episode 10 came out, they changed it, and it sounds wonderful. And then it takes you to the main menu, and holy hell. Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said that I would call it my second home. The combat music bangs, and it escalates even further. The best ones are used in the event. which I shamelessly used to make epic entrance for each chapters. And you know what? It sounds cool as hell. You know what's cool? Contingency contract themes.
I'll show you who I really am. I'm not a part of your game.
Wait a minute. I think I forgot about the chop music. Fun fact, she used to be the only character in the game with live 2D. Chapter 4, DripKnights. Let's talk about fashion. Now, I'm not really a fashion guy, but I love hoodies. Be it boys or girls, I love them both. And this game is a fashion show. The skins are where the drip is, but hot damn, the default skin is equally as good. The best compliment for this game is, you can technically get them for free. You can earn Arknights Prime for beating levels. Of course, those are limited. I don't really play many Gacha games out there, so this might be just me. But I like the fact that I don't have to pay real money to get the drip. Of course, that's an option too, but for a freebie like me, this is heaven. Look at Lapland. Gosh, I want her jacket. If I could make a living off of game review, once I hit it big, I swear I would dress up just like her. I don't regret saying this. Maybe. As for the story, to be honest, I forgot about the story. Chapter 5, Stories. To be honest, I don't want to talk about the story. It's best enjoying it firsthand. I'll have to make a whole video about it if it's about story. But I guess I can give you a brief insight. First off, it's long. Way long. A prologue to an event story is like 30 minutes long. I thought of recording footage of the story, but man, the prologue took like 30 minutes to capture, and then the battle that come after that was barely 2 minutes. The main story though, it starts off intriguing. I wouldn't call it weak, but it can get repetitive at times. These chapters alone are about you running on and off building, rooftop, surviving ambush again and again, and it becomes a chore. But after that, everything is smooth. They certainly learn and improve their writing over time, which is obvious the more you play. Okay, so you are a doctor. That's the title, and everyone will address you as so. Doc or doctor, or well, in the way of the Nihon, doctor. You suffer amnesia. You don't know what's going on, but she does. Amiya, the leader of Rose Island, a pharmaceutical company, seeking a cure to fight infectious disease called oropathy, which is what the community nickname rock cancer. There's a social and civil unrest all around the world. Those who want to join you, those who want to use you, and those who oppose you. Reunion, a group of infected causing civil unrest, mayhem, and chaos. They were treated harshly. Their only choice is violence. Everybody else branded them as despicable lots spreading disease. Quite the opposite of Rhode Island and you, who treat infected as equally as non-infected person. In the hope of finding cure for it together, what will you find in the end? Will it be satisfying? who you really were? Do you really believe yourself to be who you think you are? The trails are there, you just need to follow it. Chapter 6, Gacha and other things. Fun fact, this part was added in after I finished the entire video and realized that I forgot about the Gacha part. How'd that happen? Alright, Originate Prime in this game is kind of like gems in other games. You can earn these from achieving 3-star in levels, and sometimes Hypergrip will just give them to you. Of course, you can pay for it too, but it's not what you use it to pull in Gacha. That'd be a random, which you can either farm in weekly annihilation missions, which have a random cap. You can increase the cap by defeating certain amounts of enemies in that stage, or exchange your Originate Prime for a small sum of a random. Don't do this, save them for skin. Or do, because you're rich. Or it's for your favorite waifu or husband though. Or you can use Hate Hunting Permit, they usually give this out during a major event, or buy it from the store. And save your random and Originate Prime. Alternatively, you can also farm rocks, turn them into Originium Chart, and trade them for a hefty sum of a random. It costs quite a lot of money and time to do this, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Speaking of trading, your base. Once you reach a certain point in the story, you unlock the functionality of the base, which let you build factory to create Originium Chart to use in trading. Base is where you'll be making money, and battle record to level up your operators. Workshop that let you create material for operator upgrades. Reception room that generate credit points to buy various items in credit shop. Office that help with recruitment. Senior operators tag mean you'll be getting 5 stars. Top operators mean you'll be getting 6 stars. These are super rare tags, so don't waste it. I've got a total of 3 operators from top operators, which is quite generous of Hypergrip. Oh, I totally forgot. You can use support unit, which is auto player's operator temporarily, but you can't auto clear it with support unit. I don't have friend prior to this, until I realized that I can make my monster more powerful, and put her in supporting operators, and I got a lot of fun from it, along with Phantom, especially because of Phantom. Arknight players are simp, both male and female, true gender equality. Conclusion: Arknight is surprising. We take for granted for games like this, among other gacha games like Honkai Impact, Genshin Impact, Blue Archive, and so on. When I was an early teen, I was playing Angry Bird. Never really thought mobile game could come this far. Games were fun, and that's all there is to it. But games, just like us, grow over time and getting richer and richer in terms of content. What we needed now as adults in terms of entertainment. While some of you still enjoy mindless fun, as for me, I want to experience something phenomenal, a fantasy. Arknight is a unique fantasy. While it's definitely not for everyone, it is for some of us. Wait, what's that? No. Listen, I have to go. The data calls, and I am part of the show.